Hello and welcome to the tutorial video for the June edition of the Chatter. This month we are looking at a puzzle type called Satogaeri, and this is a movement puzzle, which is a little bit unlike most of the pencil puzzles we've done in that, at least in the online interface, you're going to physically move things around on this grid. So I can grab one of these circles and move it horizontally and vertically. You can do this with just pencil and paper if you have a printed out version just by drawing lines, but this is one that is quite a bit more satisfying digitally. The rules to this puzzle type are that you need to end up with one circle in every region, and circles that exist on the grid can only move horizontally and vertically. They don't have to move at all. If they have a number inside them, they need to move exactly that number of spaces. So for example, this 3 here right in the middle could go 3 to the right, go 3 up, go 3 down. And you see the interface paints the region where it has landed to show that that is completed, I suppose is the word to say, and that other things have to get out of the way. So let's look at the solution to this intro puzzle and along the way talk about some solving techniques. One thing that you can look for that's quite useful is any regions on the map that can only be reached in one way. So this little tetromino up here, this T, has a whole bunch of circles around it, but when you inspect them in more detail, you'll see that, well, first off, we only have to consider the circles that are in either the same row or the same column as one of the squares in the region, because nothing else could possibly get there. You can't go diagonally. So which ones are under consideration? We've got this one on the left, we've got these 2 below, we've got these 4 to the right, nothing above. So looking at those, which ones of them could travel far enough to get to that region? Well, this one can't make it that far. This one can. This can't. This can't. And then down at the bottom, this one would actually go too far. This would be blocked even if the number was higher. And this one, again, would pass it. So in fact, there's only one possible avenue for getting that block filled in, and that's this 2 coming over. The other productive thing to look at is cases where a circle only has one place to go. So this 3 right here can't go far enough to the left, can't go far enough down, can't go far enough to the right. It's got to go up. So that's also forced. And then there are some cascades that'll happen. So since this has gone up, now this 3 can't go to the right. It's got to go down because you're not allowed to have the paths cross each other. So this 3 will go down here. That forces this 2 over here. Now, this 1, it can travel up or it can travel to the right, but the region to the right is now completely filled by this other one that has reached its maximum movement. So that the interface has helpfully filled that in so that we can notice that and not try to move the 2 over here, breaking it. So the 1 over here and breaking it. So the 1 will go up instead. And now we've got the whole left side of the puzzle complete. So now let's look at what we have left. First off, let's look at this bottom region down here. Once again, we can use the same trick we used before. There's only one circle that is in striking range that we haven't already used, and that's this one right up here. So that comes down. Great. Now, let's look at the region that 3 just came from. Which circles can serve that? Turns out it's just this one right here, which doesn't even have a number in it. So we don't know how far it goes normally. It could legitimately end up there, any of those. But it's got to go left to get into this region. And in fact, it can only go 1 before it gets blocked. When we have an empty circle, you can manually mark it as complete by clicking on it. There's a little interface trick right there. So now we have a region at the bottom that needs to get served by a circle, which is going to be this one up here because we've used up the other potential one. It has moved out of the way. So this 3 comes down. Same thing with this region. The 1 isn't going to be allowed to stay in that region. It's going to either go left or up. Actually, let's think about this a different way. If it were to go left, then this 2 couldn't go down. It would have to go left, and now we've got 2 circles in the same region. So this 1 is going to go up. Another way of thinking about that is looking at this region here and seeing that the only way it can have a circle inside it is for this 2 to go down, which is going to force the 1 to go up. And we have completed the puzzle. Enjoy solving the rest of them.